Oh my goodness, it's 2023. This is Rachel Cunningham, and you're listening to Joyful Love, episode 71. If you're ready to bring joy and connection back to your marriage, stick around. Each week, I give you the tools to up-level your thinking, open your heart, and bring joy and fun back to your relationship. Because it's not enough just to stay married. We want to love being married. The very first episode of 2023. Why is that so exciting? Today, you'll be hearing day 4 of the Connected Communication Challenge, and it's all about respecting your nervous system. I think it's a brilliant topic, actually, to start the new year with, as we plan what we want in life this year, and as we think about the goals that we want to achieve, and the brilliance and the love that we want to welcome and embrace this year. Let's remember that respecting our nerves and honoring our physical bodies is part of achieving those big goals. And it's a big part of preventing burnout. So enjoy this episode and don't just apply it to your communication with your partner. Apply these skills everywhere. Let's let 2023 be the year that we achieve our goals without the exhaustion and burnout. Yeah? Who's in? I know I am. Sounds like a lovely way to achieve goals with more ease, more simplicity, more breath, more relaxation, right? So I welcome you to join me. Okay, with that said, enjoy day 4 of the Connected Communication Challenge. Hello, everyone. Before I get started with this, I want to just add a little disclaimer again here that this information is not to be used alone in abusive situations. I said it in the very first class, but I'll say it again here because it is that important that if you have a violent partner or if you are struggling with violence yourself, please seek help from supportive friends and from a professional in your area that can really help you navigate that situation safely, so that you can take immense care of yourself, okay? I am offering this information for couples who are in non-abusive partnerships. So although you might find this information helpful for your situation in situations of abuse, you still need and deserve that support and help. So I encourage you to seek it. Okay, with that said, let's dive into respecting the nervous system. We have all been in situations with our partners where we're discussing something that is very challenging and very charged, right? Like it's like that energy level is charged in those challenging discussions. And it could be charged for one or both of us. And you know, as the charge rises, one or both of us ends up blowing a fuse and starts screaming or yelling or, getting so stressed out that the conversation is not productive anymore. Dr. John Gottman calls this stress cycle right here being flushed. And and you can even imagine your face starts getting red and hot, right? We say, people are red in the face when they're angry for a reason, because the blood really does send messages to your skin and to different parts of your body to activate, right? What's really happening here in this stress cycle is that your brain is sending signals to react to danger. Your sympathetic nervous system has been activated. Okay, your sympathetic nervous system signals danger and it prepares your body for fight or flight. Your sympathetic nervous system is responsible for many functions that you don't have to think about to control. So if your partner or you are in this, heightened state and you say, just calm down, sometimes you cannot control those functions in your body, right? This can include your heart rate increasing, your blood pressure, digestion and sweating, just to name a few, right? Like all of these things are involuntary if your sympathetic nervous system is triggered. So the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for responding to dangerous or stressful situations. In these situations, it activates to speed up your heart rate, again, to send blood to more areas of your body, to more areas of your body that need that oxygen, right? It's preparing your body to fight or flee, right? It's in charge of that fight or flight response. You feel it as just simple stress in your body, and you're like, oh, I don't like this, and you want to almost escape your body, right? But if you were able to like step back and objectively be an observer of yourself or your partner during that fight or flight response, you would notice that their pupils were getting, they were dilating, right? Your eyes are getting wider because like your body is preparing you to see better. You would notice the heart rate increasing. You would notice, their breathing is quicker. You would notice sensations of feeling hot or sweaty, and maybe even, red in the face again, right? Because extra blood is being sent there. If you could step back and observe, and you would say, oh, these are the physical things that are happening to either myself or to my partner, right? If you could step back and observe, you could recognize that, okay, your body is responding to what it believes or perceives is danger. So even when you're not in actual physical danger, your body responds the same to emotional stress when you feel like you want to escape. And when you feel like you're trapped in a conversation, your body feels like, oh gosh, I got to escape this, right? Because you don't know how to navigate it. You feel like you're cornered. You feel like you don't know how to get your partner to understand you, or your partner feels like they're trapped, right? In this situation, your body is just like, you know what, let's get the hell out of here, right? Let's either fight or get the hell out of here. So if you have a partner that walks away a lot, that's that flight response taking over. If you have a partner that yells a lot, or if you yell a lot, that's that fight taking over, right? So let's look, what do we do about this, right? It's just a trigger that your body has. Some people have it triggered easier than others. So I want to look at what I call the conversation awareness zone. To help understand when the sympathetic nervous system is activated, it's important to understand these different zones. In the comfort zone, this is the nice, easy zone where we're like, oh, it's like, you have your tea, you're sitting by the fire, it feels comfortable. And it might not actually be tea or fire, or a nice, lovely fire, but it might just be avoiding a conversation that what you want to have, right? The comfort zone is where it's nice to be. There are definitely times for the comfort zone. Right now there is so much going on in my life that I am not going to make massive changes in other areas. So I'm choosing that some of the things in my life I'm just going to be comfortable with, right? Right now, my house is more messy than other times in my life. And I'm choosing, you know what? I could push myself. I could challenge myself to clean the house and everything. But right now, with everything going on, I'm just going to be okay that my house is more messy than normal, right? I'm choosing to be comfortable in the mess, right? So, if we always choose to stay in the comfort zone, we're never challenging ourselves. We're never getting to the challenge zone of growth. So whenever challenging ourselves for physical or spiritual or relationship growth, or even creative growth, right? Whenever those things are on our hearts, that's when we do want to step out of the comfort zone and into the challenge zone. We don't want to stay stuck in the comfort zone, right? Because we would never grow. We would never reach our dreams. We would never reach our goals. So we want to spend much of our lives in the challenge zone. We need to be aware of when we do need comfort, right? And we need to say, okay, it's time to go back to the comfort zone, right? Because sometimes if we push ourselves in the challenge zones so much, then we go to the danger zone. This is where like our bodies perceive danger and start to panic. It's the panic and danger zone. And that's the zone. The panic and danger zone is where the sympathetic nervous system is like, okay, activate, run, right? And when it comes to our relationships, we do want a sweet blend of both, like the comfort zone and the challenge zone. But when you're in conversations, that are challenging, it's important to be aware of when it starts to cross over into this zone. We want to just be aware of it, right? When you notice your partner getting flushed, when you notice tension in their body or in your body, in either one of you, sometimes it happens at the same time. When you notice the desire to run or to fight and lash out, this is when we want to slow down and respect what the nervous system is telling us. When you start to feel sweaty, when you start to notice your partner feeling sweaty, right? It's time to slow down and say, okay, let's listen to the nervous system. Let's respect it instead of trying to bulldoze through it. Because you cannot have a healthy conversation when you're in this panic zone. You can't force someone to see things your way when you're in that zone, right? When they're in that zone, we need to step away and give the parasympathetic nervous system a chance to calm us down and to remind us that, in fact, we're safe. So what's the parasympathetic nervous system? I just threw out a new term for some of you. So the sympathetic nervous system, what we learned about already, carries the signals that alert your body to danger. It floods your body with the chemicals and hormones like adrenaline to respond to danger. And the parasympathetic nervous system carries signals that say, okay, you are safe, you are calm, right? You're now in the safe zone, okay? It sends signals that it's okay to relax. That's what we want to respect and give ourselves a chance to activate. Because it can take up to, once that sympathetic nervous system activates and says fight or flight mode, it can take up to 20 minutes for the stress cycle to complete. So if you or your partner are in that state, it's important to pause the conversation. Really allow yourself to say, it's okay to pause this conversation now. And don't make it mean anything negative about you or your partner. It just means that stress response has been activated and you need to take a step back and say, okay, let's respect ourselves. Let's pause the conversation. So just like you can't have a healthy, productive conversation when someone is tipsy or drunk. I don't know if you've ever tried to have a argument with your partner when they've had a few beers or a couple glasses of wine. It's not very easy, is it? So you also cannot have a productive conversation when someone is in that fight or flight response, when someone's in the panic zone. Okay. So pause the conversation and agree to come back to it later. If your partner gets flushed and walks away and maybe slams a door, their fight or flight is in full-blown swing. Give them 20 minutes before you try to go continue the conversation. Don't demand them to just come back. Don't tell them to just calm down, right? If you want to say something, the best thing to say is, hey, we both need a break from this, right? We'll continue to get through this. We will get through this and continue this conversation later. I love you. It's okay to take a break. I'll see you in 20 minutes, right? Something like that. It doesn't have to be those exact words, but something that signals to your partner that you're okay to take this break, right? That creates that kind of safety, creates safety in their brain to stop fighting and to stop running. And you might need to tell yourself the same thing, right? Or verbalize it out loud. I need 20 minutes to calm down. I'm too stressed out right now, right? You might not use the words, my sympathetic nervous system is on overload, right? You might not use those words, but you might even just say, I'm feeling a lot of stress in my body right now and I can't think straight. I need 20 minutes to just kind of calm down, and then we can come back to this conversation, right? And then go calm down your nerves. So how do you bring calm back to your body more quickly after that stress response has been activated? Here's a few ways. Activate the PNS, or the parasympathetic nervous system. Some of the ways to activate this quickly are to spend time in nature, right? Just a walk to the mailbox can help to bring calm back to your body. Or go, stand in the sun for just a few minutes, right? Walk barefoot on the ground, right? To help kind of bring your body back to a stable state. And it could be quick, right? You might not have like an hour to spend time in nature, but just giving yourself a few minutes to walk outside and feel the fresh air on your face can do so much. A massage, and I don't mean like going to spend an hour at the massage parlor, but you could also, like, in the back of your neck right here is the vagus nerve, and you can just close your eyes and just like give yourself a little neck massage right there to start activating that vagus nerve that helps you to calm down. Another thing is practicing meditation, right? It could be a quick meditation, right? If you're at the end of a heated conversation, go outside, close your eyes for 60 seconds, right? Meditate on nothing. Just remind yourself, I am safe. I'm okay. I'm right here. Nothing else matters right now except where I'm at right now, right? Another thing is deep breathing. Deep breathing from the diaphragm, right? Slow breath. That's going to help calm your nerves. Also, another great way to bring calm and peace to your body is to focus on a peaceful word, right? It could be calm. I am calm. I am calm. It's okay to be calm, right? Peace. Just repeating that word over and over in your mind. Peace. Peace. Safe. I love the words, I am safe, right? Whether you're in a heated conversation or whether you're just rushing from one thing to the next, like when you start to notice yourself having a stress response, it's so important to just slow down and say, hey, there are not tigers chasing me. Nobody's dying right now. I don't have to rush through this. It's actually okay if I'm 3 minutes later than what I thought I was, right? It's okay if I'm 20 minutes later than what I thought I was. I am safe. I am safe to be a human right now. I'm safe to be imperfect. I am safe to go slow, right? I'm safe to calm down. Another one that, as I was looking this up, this is something I actually learned this week as I was researching this, is that that vagus nerve that runs from our scalp all the way down and through our abdomen, it sends signals to all kinds of nerves in our body. And one of the places where those nerves are on our lips. So if you just like take a moment and like run your fingers across your lips, tap your lips, things like that. That is a signal to your body that you're safe and that you can calm down. I thought that one was really interesting. When I told my husband about it this morning, he was like, oh, I mean, like, that's why kissing feels so nice. I was like, yeah, that's true. But like in a heated conversation, if you just come up to me and start kissing me, I might be like, no, this is not, I might need to like do that on my own, right? There's a time for kissing and there's a time for just touching your own lips, right? Another one is like a walk or a run. I remember like one of the most stressful times of my parenting journey. I was so stressed out that I put my shoes on and I just went outside and I ran for 20 minutes. And then when I got back, I was like, okay, now I can get through this parenting moment without lashing out at everyone. And like sometimes your body just needs to move and really, really work through, that. I almost think of running as a way to really be healthy in the fight response, right? Sometimes your body needs to feel like it's fighting. So like, that's where some people get punching bags or, some kind of physical activity can really help to calm your nerves in another way as well and help your body work through those stress cycles. Another one is a hug. Hugs are really helpful in any kind of touch, gentle, loving touch helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system that is responsible for calming and relaxing the body. I really encourage you to start viewing your nervous system as your BFF. Sometimes we see our nervous system as the enemy and we're like, oh, why am I stressed? Why is this happening to my body? Why do I feel tense? Why do I feel like running or fighting? Or we might criticize our partners, right? Why do they always feel like running or fighting? I want you to start viewing your nervous system and their nervous system as really powerful, helpful sentences or signals from your nervous system, right? It's your best friend. It's your body's best friend. So how can we pay attention to it and not try to ignore it and stay in that panic zone longer than you need to be, right? It's sending you messages of when you're in the danger zone. It's saying, hey, you need to get back either to the challenge zone or to comfort for a while. So I encourage you to listen to it. When you work with your nervous system as your BFF, you begin to trust yourself with life again. And you start to really welcome in more joy and connection to your tribe and to your partner and maybe even to your family and your friends. So stress and being in that challenge zone is not a bad thing. I love living much of my life in the challenge zone. I like to say, okay, which areas do I still want to grow on? Growth is a challenge, right? We have to welcome the discomfort of challenge. And many times that means welcoming discomfort in our conversations. That challenge zone is not dangerous, right? It's part of a healthy life. And allowing yourself to feel uncomfortable enough to have challenging conversations to welcome more growth in your relationship is a healthy part of a long-lasting and loving marriage. But you have to be aware of when you or your partner need a break from the challenge. Be observant during those conversations of when the body's stress response has kicked in and where you're stepping into that panic zone. When you're there, take a step back. Again, pause the conversation, create safety in your body again, and agree to come back later when both of you have calmed down. Right. And you can even kind of have this conversation beforehand of, hey, I notice we get stressed. If one of us gets stressed, let's be okay with this problem taking 5 conversations. We don't have to fix this problem in one conversation. Right. So if you feel like most of your conversations end up in the panic zone, you need to really welcome in daily exercises to help your parasympathetic nervous system activate quicker, and to keep you out of that panic zone more. Regular exercise helps a lot with this. Yoga is a fantastic exercise to really create that calm and peace in your body. Yoga stretches your body in all different kinds of ways. And it's almost like a massage to that vagus nerve that sends the signals to help you calm down. Meditation on a regular basis is a huge one. Getting out in nature on a regular basis, feeling the sunshine on your face, right? Lots of hugs and snuggles on a regular basis. You don't have to wait for the stress cycles to implement these. You can do it on a regular basis, and it can really help you have less conversations that get to that panic zone. And again, like some of you are here and you're like, well, I don't get to the panic zone, but my partner does. And I want to just offer that, like, you implementing these skills for yourself is where your own change can be, right? You can't always change your partner. You can't always talk them into the change that you want to see them make. But starting with you is where your power is. If you're constantly wishing your partner would change, then you're missing out on your own opportunity for growth. So I encourage you to start with you and start watching that ripple effect happen, right? Okay, I know that some of you are wanting to know how you can work with me, and this week has resonated, and you're going to need help applying this to your unique relationship. You've got a lot of questions for how to make these changes with your specific dynamics. And now I do want to, let you guys know how you can work with me if that is something that you're interested in. I offer one-on-one private coaching for women who are ready to be all in to finally make the changes they need to. If you're ready to get out of your own way and to learn how to get your brain on board to make consistent changes and to stop people pleasing, right? So many of these situations, we are just trying to keep the peace so much that we end up people pleasing and staying in that comfort zone way too much, right? So people pleasing might keep the peace on the outside, but it's causing you so much stress inside. So in our coaching, I help you to stop people pleasing and to know where to set those boundaries so that you can care for yourself at the highest level and to prioritize your own values in life too. You also want to discover the joy of loving your partner again, right? And of living into the kind of relationship that feels really good to be in. If you're ready for that deeper connection and to welcome more fun and intimacy back into your relationship, I invite you to go here to rachelcunningham.com/work with me and book a free consultation. My one-on-one spots are limited. I do not have a ton of spots open for the rest of this month. I will have more open in January as some of my clients trickle out of my system, but I do have a few spots open in January, and I would love to work with you if you are like, yes, I need this, right? And to answer the question of, can one person really change a relationship? 100%. I see it all the time. It's a powerful thing when one person shows up in the relationship with confidence and trust in themselves again. When you learn to ask for what you want and let love lead the whole way, that back to that skill number 1 that we learned this week, letting love lead the whole way. That's when real change starts to happen. And when you include yourself in that love, right? We're taught as women to really, give. And that's the way we love so many times, but we forget to include ourselves in that equation as well. So when you learn to include yourself in that equation, and sometimes that does mean making boundaries, right? And not people pleasing anymore. And when you learn to do that, when you learn to show up as your highest self, as the partner that you want to be, you're going to start experiencing that deeper connection with your partner. You'll begin to understand things from your partner's perspective and communicate in a way that creates actual solutions instead of spinning you in circles. So when you coach with me, we start with creating goals for your relationship and your own desires, right? You could even think about it as putting a line down the middle of a piece of paper. Here's our relationship goals. Here's my personal goals, right? I believe they are intertwined and you can't do one and neglect the other. So my ultimate goal for you is to really help you to trust yourself, to be in charge of your own peace and joy in life. And then to let that peace and joy affect every single choice that you make, right? Even with, those hard choices that you need to make in your marriage. So I will help you with these steps. You're going to come to our sessions. You're going to bring your situations and your unique circumstances, and I'm going to help you watch your brain every step of the way. You're going to discover areas where your survival brain is on overdrive and how it's holding you back from connection. You're going to understand how your brain is holding you back in little bitty circumstances and why the things that you have tried aren't working. We'll discover reasons why you're repeating those old patterns over and over. And together, we will help your incredible, beautiful, independent brain, even the animal part of it who likes to be an asshole sometimes, we're going to help it to learn how to beautifully connect with yourself and with your partner again. My clients get massive results, and I don't say that lightly. They consistently get the results that I claim they will get. The ability to watch your own brain and use it for you for the rest of your life is the most beautiful gift that you can give yourself. Your marriage is going to feel more peaceful because it will be aligned with your individual desires to live your best, fullest, most loving life. Okay. So again, this free consultation that you can go to here and book a call with me, you're under no obligation to sign with me. It's just a first session to help us really dive into your own values and to help you create that vision that you're working towards, and also to get clear on what's missing for you in your relationship. And then I'm going to show you how I can help you in our coaching sessions get to that vision, right? You can decide on that call to work with me or not. There is zero pressure. All right, you guys, it was an amazing time to really spend this week with you. And I can't wait to meet a few of you this month. I love the end of the year because it does, it allows us a fresh start, right? I mean, I personally think we can have a fresh start any time of the year, but it's so much fun. It just adds to the fun of saying, what am I going to create in 2023? What if you created an incredible marriage along with all the other goals that you want, right? What if that was part of it? What if you developed that sweet, peaceful, amazing relationship that you want so badly to be in? That would be so fun, right? I would love to help you get there. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that series and that it is really starting to turn the wheels of how you can grow your relationship and build more connection through your communication. If you know you want to work with me this year, there is no reason to wait. If you know it in your heart, if you're like, yeah, I really want to work with Rachel this year, let's just stop waiting. All right, let's make it happen. You can sign up for your free consultation at rachelcunningham.com/work with me. Okay, happy New Year, everyone. It's going to be a good one. I can feel it. Thanks for listening to Joyful Love. If you'd like to know more about my work, come visit me at rachelcunningham.com. That's Rachel, spelled with an AEL, Cunningham.com.